I've come to understand that Dietrich von Hildebrand's personalism is really laying a new groundwork for understanding the human person. There are definitely controversial aspects of the way he conceives of the heart and the will and the intellect, which seem to contradict or challenge a more traditional anthropology. And yet there seems to be an intuition into the affective life of man, which cannot simply be explained or explained away on the basis of his of responses to stimuli. Now, of course, this can be looked at in relation to the anthropology built on the theology and philosophy of St. Thomas Aquinas, and I think that there's a need to engage him with the other thinkers, such as St. Thomas Aquinas, such as Cardinal Ratzinger, Pope Benedict XVI, and John Paul II, Karol Wojtyła. So I really think that we can't ignore the thought of Dietrich von Hildebrand. We have to acknowledge that he was one of the most prominent thinkers in the 20th century, and that his thought also helped other thinkers to really refine their thoughts, and that I think he continues to be a very valuable partner in dialogue in order to think about marriage, in order to think about the human heart, to take seriously the affective life of man, and not to disregard the feelings, not to disregard the man's affective being, and which strikes right at the heart of who and what we are. That is made in the image of God, to love and to be loved, and to enter into a communion of persons. The heart and the affective life is essential to our vocation. Dietrich von Hildebrand contributed to Catholic thought on marriage and love in a very significant way. My own interests have to do with the development of the theology of marriage, particularly around the time of the Council and following the Council, when the question of contraception was very prominent in the minds of Catholic theologians, and clearly Karol Wojtyła has written on this and had definite thoughts about this, which seem to have been really influenced by Dietrich von Hildebrand, or at least by similar veins of thought. And it seems that Dietrich von Hildebrand's contribution really helped the Church to talk about and communicate this reality of marriage, in which the unitive meaning and the procreative meaning of the conjugal act cannot be separated, that there is a unified meaning, which comes out in his book on marriage, and definitely contributed to how the Church communicates about this and continues to inform the way she communicates and thinks about the sacrament of marriage and the conjugal act. One of the great things about this conference, or this seminar, is that when we first arrived, we had a wonderful opportunity just to meet and greet. We each had name tags, which were really helpful to start out, and I'm still wearing mine. And we've been wearing them throughout the entire conference, and it's been really helpful. Also, that first night, we were encouraged to sit next to somebody we didn't know. And this was just great, because nobody really came to the conference, as far as I can understand, with this idea that, oh, I'm coming with this group of friends. Like, we entered into this in this hope that we would, I think, come to know Dietrich von Hildebrand better through the professors, but I think what we've really realized is that we've also come to know him a lot better through our own interactions. At first, I didn't know anybody when I first came to the seminar, but very quickly I have developed some really beautiful friendships with the people who are here, who have come from Australia, from England, from various parts of the United States, and It has been a wonderful opportunity just to grow in friendship with these people. There have been many opportunities to do so with refreshments being offered and meals together. One of the things that struck me about this seminar was that when we went to have meals, even though we had this very large cafeteria, we all came together and sat almost as close as we could to each other. I think out of this real desire to get to know one another, no one has ever been excluded from our tables. We open up our tables to everybody who's here, and there's a real sense of community that we are in this together. And regardless of any particular differences in opinion or differences on whether we're here to engage Dietrich von Hildebrand and challenge him, or whether we just love him and we think he's the best thinker of the 20th century, regardless, I think there's a real respect for each other's personal dignity in a real lived out way in this seminar. Well, I have to say that having John Henry Crosby kind of moderate the discussions and be a point of reference to introduce the professors has been a real blessing. Obviously, he knows his father very well, and also knows many of the other professors very well from having been in class with them. So it's just been wonderful to see that very personal relationship that John Henry Crosby has with the other professors, and Dr. Crosby and his knowledge of Dietrich von Hildebrand at a very personal level, of spending time with him, has really enriched this seminar. They've each contributed something unique. I mean, they each came to Dietrich von Hildebrand obviously with different questions and from a different background. And together, I see a real desire to come to know who Dietrich von Hildebrand was, to understand his thought, and to really show the relevance of his thought even today and into the future.